Hi, sexy. Thank you so much for joining me again today. This is Anti-Aging Sensuality. I'm Dr. Limor, your friendly sex and relationship counselor and therapist. And today I want to touch a subject that was the topic of a few questions. So I kind of gathered them together and I want to deal with it today because this topic is extremely important and occupies us greatly. And this topic is shame, especially shame in the bedroom. So I want to touch this and I want to jump right in and say that in order to kind of deal with shame in the bedroom, and I'll get to the nitty gritty facts inside in a moment, but in essence, when we deal with shame, we have to kind of first kind of be aware of the fact that we deal with shame, that this is shame that we're feeling, that we feel shameful, that we feel like out of place. How do we do this? So essentially, shame inhibits communication. It's very difficult for us to communicate when we feel shame. But moreover, I want to kind of help you recognize it when you feel it. Sometimes it's not something that we're even aware of. So as I said, self-awareness. But if you feel your breathing kind of tight and very short and very shallow, know that you're probably dealing with shame when you're about to talk to your partner about a subject and this is how you feel. Usually that's the fact that kind of solidifies that you feel shame. And this kind of serves a double purpose because essentially when we breathe less, we're kind of numb and we're kind of like not dealing with our pain or any worry because we shut ourselves down. We are kind of numb. But additionally, when we stop breathing, so to speak, we're kind of going into hiding to kind of impose self-exile. And that's something that is very relevant when we feel shame. Now, in the bedroom, when we deal with shame, it can go in either direction. And we kind of very stressed and very uncomfortable with posing a request or something that we want to examine with the other side because the shame can go in either direction. We can either feel ashamed and shamed for what we're asking or what we're suggesting, or we can either shame our partner, and that could be a problem too. If I, for instance, have a foot fetish and I don't want to ask my partner because I'm afraid they're gonna ridicule me or tell me, haha, it's never gonna happen, or whatever it is, I'm not gonna suggest it because I'm uncomfortable. If I'm a woman, for instance, that is interested in more foreplay and I don't want to address it with my partner because I'm afraid that he's going to feel that this is criticism, he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, or this is kind of questionable, I'm not going to bring it up because I'm afraid to shame him. So in either direction, it's a big problem for us to deal with the possibility of shame. Now, shame doesn't have a cure, but we can deal with it much better with a tool that is called shame resilience. So we kind of develop it and get into a situation where we feel more resilient and can deal with this. And it has 3 steps. The first step is essentially, it requires us to examine our stories, the stories that we've been telling ourselves. So let's say that I'm a woman that really loves sex and I'm afraid of what the society is going to think of me about being too salacious and too interested, to be kind of slut-shamed or whatever it is. I'm not going to deal with it until I recognize that I have these stories in my mind. So that's the first step is to actually deal with the stories that I've been telling myself in order to get rid of them. The second step in this equation is to find someone that I can tell my story to, that I can confront the shame to. Now, here we need to be very careful about who we share this information with. If it's someone that is going to actually fill us with this shame or make us feel or shame us for what we feel, it's not going to work. It's just going to make it worse. So pick your friends very wisely, whoever is very supportive friend. It can be a supportive group or support group, and it can be, of course, therapy, which always works because the person in front of you is someone who is trained and can help you in a very thorough way. And last but not least is the third component of solving this or creating this shame resilience is body work. Because our body and our physical body and our emotional body are so connected, there's no separation between them essentially, we need to kind of work on our physical body, because everything that is going on inside our emotional body is transferring out to our physical body. So if we have pain in a certain region, or even, discomfort, even, I don't know, stomach ache or whatever, or heaviness in our chest, or anything that has to do with it, it could be shame. So things like massage or yoga or other modalities that have to do with kind of releasing the physical body can really make a difference here. And I suggest to try this. So hopefully this kind of brings light and kind of sheds light on the topic of shame, which is essentially very, very important, and we need to deal with it. And hopefully this answers a few of your questions that had to do with this topic. I'm so excited that you're here with me. Please keep sending your questions. I'm always delighted to read them and answer them, and I promise I'll get to all of them in a short while. Please send your messages, send your comments, suggest anything that you would like, and I'll address it shortly. Thank you so much, and until then, please stay sexy and subscribe. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.